Why Vietnam won 2 times against COVID-19? Vietnam is probably the shining name in the fight against COVID pandemic. Many people called it miracle. But the so-called miracle is the result of the tireless efforts of leaders of the party, the state, departments and the entire Vietnamese people. In spite of the last victory, but with morale, fighting pandemic is like fighting against enemy. So Vietnam are divided into different stages and one it on each journey as of the present time. But the so-called miracle is being praised by the whole world when the health system in Vietnam is not modern and the budget is tight. But the anti-epidemic effect of COVID-19 is highly appreciated. Vu Duc Dam Vice Prime Minister shared, life of Vietnamese people today is a dream of many people and countries in the world. So what is the reason? Let's join us to find out. 1. Why? 10. Because. The first thing to mention is the active participation of the entire political system, the drastic direction of the party and the state. Firstly, Vietnam has chosen right attitude to deal with the disease, determination have no negligent, relaxed, subjective. In March 30, 2020 General Secretary, President Nguyen Trong have called entire people unite one heart before the threat of pandemic. Responding to the call, Vietnamese people always in a position every citizen is a soldier willing to fight epidemic in all aspects and belief, to join hands with the party and the state. Vietnam is also the first country in the world to apply mandatory medical declarations to all people who enter the region. Right moment disease began to break out, then the government also issued many timely response measures by isolation, long distance, everybody stay. However, organizations, international friends have evaluated those measures of Vietnam is very good, early, very resolute. And the highest economic efficiency because of total cost of the disease is very low compared to many countries in the world so far. We have an army of doctors, white-clothed warriors on the front line of the pandemic. Vietnamese medicine is always our pride. With effort of day and night, do not hesitate to get infected to find the most suitable treatment for each COVID-infected patient. Thanks to these hard-working doctors that 6 months later from the pandemic Vietnam has all recovered from 326 on a total of 349 cases. The most joyous thing is that Vietnam has no cases of death from COVID-19. This is the pride, thankfulness and seen as the most successful response to the prevention of this pandemic. The citizen army forces, citizens polices and many other forces, especially militants, always work for the sake of their country. Thousands of militants laid in forestry, watching paths vertical to the border, giving their tents to the isolated people, from the rainy days of the new year to the sunny summer days like pouring fire. The gratitude that goes hand in hand with their responsibility has left emotional stories and contributed to the victory in this pandemic. Vietnam increased surveillance on every level with a throughout motto to identify, filter the infected people. Create steadfast mobile groups, where the illness stems from will be located and immediately dealt with the support from local medical staffs. Vietnamese solemnly carry out the use of face mask and hand sanitizer in public, in order to lessen the infections in public community. Vietnamese people seriously wear masks and disinfect hands in public places, crowded places to minimize cross-contamination in the community. Enterprises and economic units have voluntarily accepted losses of immediate benefits to join hands with the state to fight epidemics. Despite many difficulties, but they are still in the spirit of in time of plenty as in time of death. Some businesses apply temporary solutions like work in shift to reduce salary costs, business diversion to overcome some difficulties for businesses as well as workers. The media in Vietnam also contributed to the victory of the battle against COVID. Vietnam has raised slogans with a million sign, encourage and guide people to voluntarily follow a stay at home is patriotism, or messages from doctors like we work for you, please stay at home for us. Understand that spirit. Vietnamese people have joined hands to restrict travel, protect themselves to reduce burden on the health sector. Besides, propaganda, foreign information is actively deployed, synchronized, creating widespread effect and widely recognized and appreciated. Last thing is the Vietnamese people are amazing. That is a compliment. Thanks from Deputy Prime Minister Vu Duc Dam to the entire Vietnamese people after the pandemic. The sacrifices of Vietnamese people are aroused, sharing clothes, sharing food for each other. Classes of people can donate money, goods, give of themselves or share ideas depending on their ability. Many landlords have reduced or exempted workers from rent. Rice ATM machines are designed to help the poor in hard time, or masks are distributed in public. Many agencies, units, organizations, enterprises and individuals inside and outside the country, fellow citizens abroad, with affection and responsibility, have actively participated in supporting the prevention of COVID-19. In the condition of modest national resources, as an active and responsible member of international community, Vietnam has expressed deep understanding and sympathy. Vietnam has also made every effort to cooperate with other countries, especially those who are severely affected by COVID-19. Vietnam not only knows itself well but also knows how complex and serious the pandemic is, so we never underestimate the pandemic. Every step is careful but extremely drastic. When the world is unprepared and still hesitates to choose between health protection and economic problems, Vietnam is ready to take action. Vietnam government unanimously takes people as the root. Medical staffs are dedicated and humanity is everywhere. For these reasons, I believe that Vietnam will soon completely win this pandemic. We are so proud of this S-shaped country. Please leave your thoughts about our beloved country in comments section. This content is translated into 36 languages. This is contribution of interpreters around the world with Interpretrans team. Like, subscribe and share to spread Vietnamese spirit.